Welcome again, this is Ant-Man Twin Unable, bringing this video of the Schrade SCHF 42. I recently just got it, just last week, haven't really used it much. But after a couple of really great reviews on YouTube, I thought I'd give it a try. I have several knives in this size range, I'll give you a comparison just in a moment. But I thought I'd give it a try, especially that I've got the Schrade SCHF 9, that's the box you can see in the background there. And compared to the box there, so you see that's quite a bit longer. The Schrade 9 box is. Just came here, Schrade SCHF 42. Come in here, and the box is just barely long enough. You can see here at the back where it's been gouging in the box there, but not to worry, it's just the box. Just came with a bit of paperwork here. That's all it came with in the box. Normal warranty type things, Taylor brands. So here it is in the sheath, a leather sheath. Most of the Schrade series in this size, they call them Frontier series, whether it's the Schrade 38 or one of the other ones, have nylon sheaths. One of them comes with nylon sheath and comes with a sharpener and that sort of thing, but I have a couple of knives like that, so I was interested to try this one. I say it's a premium leather sheath, but I'm not so sure it's really premium leather, but it's definitely seems to be well made. See on the back here it's stitched. There's what's probably the machine stitching mark that's come around there. Very good loop, putting a belt in. So obviously you take your belt off, feed it through. It doesn't unclip here or anything like that. And with Schrade marked on there, so quite a good sheath. Knife slides out, just need to slide the knife out. Like a lot of sheaths with the clip right at the front, there's always a chance you can be cutting that clip off. And there's the knife. Just a note here, this here is not held in there, it's stitched, so it is possible that you could take that out if you wanted to and put something different in there or whatever it might be. So, but it clips in, holds it in well. Little Schrade name stamped on the end of the clip. Good. So here's the knife itself. This is the 42. So according to the reviews, there is a D model, 42D, coming out very soon. And that'll be a straight blade, straight, no recurve. So it should be exactly the same length, same in the shape, handle and everything, just a straight blade. Some people seem to prefer that. Here it is here. So it's quick dimensions, but you probably know already. 5.12 inches is the blade length. That's measured from right back here to the end of the blade there, so right up at the handle length to the blade. Actually the blade length, when you come back here, you find out that it's only about 4 3/4 inches, so you lose a little bit if you count right back there. Overall length, you see, according to the book, is 9.95, so it's just under the 10-inch mark. And weight around the 9 ounce, so one person said it was 10 ounce, so it's not too heavy. But interestingly enough, the balance point is right back here at the screw line, so we can just balance it on my finger there. So about there, right at this first bolt point. Some knives have a balance point right up the front, but this is way too handle heavy. Must be part of the design to make it seem to be maneuverable in your hand rather than a blade heavy. Just as a comparison, get my Schrade 9 out here, the big guy. So you can stand them up against each other. Handle wise, you can see a bit longer in the handle. Then it has the choil here, which makes the overall blade length longer. And you can see there, lining up the blades, see the longer. But interestingly, if we just compare the recurve part, you can see that the shape of the blade itself, the sharp part of the blade, is very, very close. So, and if I move the blade up to the end, you can see the point part curve here follows the same line. So it would seem that they've just scaled down the blade section to match what would have been the Schrade 9. There is another Schrade knife that's got the recurve like this, that's very similar to the Schrade 9. I just forget what number it is. but I think it doesn't have the choil, so the whole thing becomes a bit shorter. The Schrade 9, quite heavy, it's definitely for robust use, and as some people have complained, the handle here with this bulge makes it a little bit awkward in my hand. I done sort of medium type hands, but I've shaved this back a little bit and now it's really working well. Great knife, great heavy duty type knife. Same Griffin design, same logo Griffin design on 42, same guy. But the handle on this one, just show it to the end, show it end on like this. See how it tapers in there, flares out a little bit, which makes your fingers, thumb just seems to fit in there and there. Or full grip, small finger choil in the front there, so first finger wraps in, wraps around. And there's quite a bit of handle left at the back here, so imagine they've done that for design. A larger hand, your finger would come back a bit more, or I suppose you could move your hand back like this for some reason if you wanted to slice, but maybe not so good for the chopping motion because it's fairly light towards the front, heavy at the back. There's some of this jimping part here, and then the way they've cut it out makes for a lanyard hole. I've tried this on the ferro rod, works quite well. I'll just give it a shot here if I can do it in front of the camera. There we go, no problem. And on the jimping here, does it as well. And I even tried it here, but I won't do it at the moment, on this inside finger choil, and that scrapes the ferro rod as well if you wanted to use it just in there, but no problem back of the blade, no problem at all. It's quite sharp, seems to be a little bit sharper towards the front than in here, but I might try and touch it up later. Just practicing on a bit of paper here, see, no problem cutting. So some reviewers say they've got a knife that's not sharp. Well, it's not this one. This one's more than sharp enough for any cutting. Trims a bit of hair off my arm as well when I was just a comparison. I pulled out a couple of knives just to have a look, because I don't mind watching comparisons of knives, even though you got the actual dimensions. See a knife comparison's good. Here it is against my old Air Force knife, Air Force survival knife. So it's very similar in length. And interestingly, my Air Force survival knife's also handle heavy. You can just have its balance points just there, which would be the same point as if where the screw hole, the bolt hole for the handle is there in. So both 1095 steel, and this one's held up well over the years, so I'm sure this Schrade 42 will hold up well. So it's very similar in the length of the blade as well. Another one just to compare, K-Bar Navy. I did a Navy Mark 1. I did a quick review on this a while back. So lengthwise, very similar in length. This one's also handle heavy, so I can put my finger just here. There we go, balance points just there, so it makes it, yeah, quite a good knife. Haven't used this one so much at the moment because I've got a couple others, but more than happy to have my US Navy Mark 1 knife. It's a good handy knife to have. That's my Schrade 42. Some complaints I've had about the handle coming loose. When I got mine, the first thing I checked out of the box was the handle scale was a bit loose, and it still is a little bit. I can just move it back forward. I can't really notice it in the camera, it would seem, but I'll just take the scale off and I'll show you on the inside, because I think the problem is this bolt here is a little bit too long for each side. It screws into the tang, and that's why the scales come loose. So I just loosened off the scale. I'll take that off. You see on the inside here where the bolt from the other side screws into there. Same with the one at the front. And they've got a slot here where it's obviously light, making it a little bit lighter. And that's the inside of the scale. here, so a few holes in there makes it a bit lighter. Even though people say that it's smooth, there's a certain amount of roughness built into it, so I haven't found so far that I want to change it for micarta handles or something. You can get them aftermarket apparently so far, but I think I'll stick with what I got, and if some stage the doos tend to be a bit slippery if they're wet, maybe just put a bit of tape around it, a bit of rubber or something like that. Sorry about that, the camera decided to stop working. You can see here, there seems that a little bit of Loctite has been put on the screws, so it's not that they get loose or anything. As I was saying, it seems as if the screw from the other side here comes through a little bit too far. So I tried adjusting the screw before, backed this one off, screwed this one in through the scale, and it could tighten the scale up no problem. Then I tried to screw this one in, and this one was a little bit loose. So it seems, at least on this model, this knife, that this is pushed in slightly too much. So if that's the case, I'll put something underneath, maybe a very small washer, something like that I'll put in there, and that'll back the screw out just a little bit and give a bit more space for this one to go in if that's why they're coming undone. So I'll just investigate that as time goes by. But that's the inside of the knife, and the inside of the scale. Some people are interested to see what it is. Oh, and it back to front. That's the be the way, so these line up. You'll notice the front one's longer than the back one. Oh, the back one's long. Back one should be longer than the front one. So anyway, I won't bore you with me screwing that back in there. This one back in there. Different lengths. Maybe I'll just screw that back in, see how it goes. One's in. To the other side, tight. Tight. Okay, that seems to have locked it in there. Got it locked in, so it's pretty tight. It's my Schrade 42, and as I said, even though I've got a couple of knives in a similar size range, I'm happy to have this one. Quite a good knife, so as I adjust my gear, I get to use this one a bit more, going on the experience of the big Schrade 9. Definitely good quality, works well. So MA29 Able, thanks for watching. Remember, stay safe, endure to the end, be prepared, all those sort of things. Subscribe. I'd like to get a few more subscriptions up. And make a comment if you like. MA29 Able, thanks for watching. Goodbye for now.